The Sentinentals, they are our first music guest. Right now, though, we're still getting ready with our Standard Bank band as well. They've brought a whole full house, so we'll chat to them as well. I saw Callum Mombeli is also here. Alan Webster is also trying to sort things out. So, but talking about music, what you saw there in your picture is participants of the symposium where witness literature, reflections, remembering and moving beyond, as well as hope without healing, battered dreams of freedom are some of the themes that will come under the spotlight at the 4th International African Women Writers Symposium under the theme Witness, Memory and Telling the Untold Story. The symposium kicked off yesterday with a series of panel discussions and workshops. Here to tell us more about the program is Arts Alive Program Director Roshnie Moonsammy, as well as Ghanaian-German writer Mamle Kabu, who is also part of the international contingent of female writers that are part of the event. Ladies, good morning. Welcome to Morning Live.
Good morning.
Roshnie, let's start with you. What is the International African Women Writers Symposium and what has happened over the past 2 days?
Well, it's fantastic. It started on Thursday, but it was just like workshops for young people with master classes. And yesterday we kicked off with a fantastic program of the keynote address by Gillian Slovo, daughter of Joe Slovo and Ruth First, the In Memoriam Nadine Gordima lecture, the second annual one. And then we had beautiful poetry from America, from Ghana, Mamle, from Somalia, and wonderful music as well. And today we do a fantastic panel from 10 o'clock until like 6 o'clock, different panel discussions, all free at the Joburg Theatre. And we also do a special tribute to a woman called Phyllis Intantala, who was a woman who was born before her times, the mother of Paulo Jordan and married to the former AC Jordan. And, so we pay tribute to great leaders who have left us in literature, as well as contemporary issues. And all supported by Arts Alive and the Department of Arts and Culture.
All right, Mamle, let me bring you into this conversation. Thank you so much for coming. You'll be discussing something titled What History Beckons Us, Crossing the Borders of Cultural Belonging.
That's right.
What's the inspiration?
Well, as a mixed-race writer, I tackle issues of identity very much in my writing. So that's what I plan to talk about, and I plan to read from a couple of stories that I've written, one of which is drawn very largely on my own experience of having friends, black and white friends, and being sort of so-called caught in the middle. This was an experience I had in a boarding school in England, and I've written a fictional story that is based on that experience. And that whole dilemma of where do you really belong. I think when you're born with one black parent and one white parent, there's no question from the very beginning that you belong with both. So these are some of the issues that I'll be talking about.
Roshnie, what are some of the who are some of the keynote speakers that also headline today's topics?
Today we have Nomboniso Gaza, who will be doing the Phyllis Intantala tribute. Nomboniso is a well-known activist, land activist, gender activist, customary law. We also have various people, Aja Monet and Sarita McFadden from the USA, very active in Black Lives Matter, looking at enlarging, some of the topics are enlarging liberty, looking blackness, looking at issues confronting us. Also issues about, living in crazy times. We have Christina Ala Farai from Somalia, looking at issues of literature, migration, war, ISIS, you name it, global issues. So, and there's also good stuff, looking, maybe less serious stuff, just literature within itself. So there are various panels. So we have writers from the US, from Ghana, from Somalia, a whole range, and fantastic chairs for all of those sessions.
Mamle, what in your opinion are some of the biggest challenges facing particularly female writers on the continent?
I think getting their voices heard, combating stereotypes. Sometimes when women speak out very directly, they can be seen as too aggressive or too militant or not good women, who fall in line with what society expects them to do. I think that's one of the biggest challenges. I know in Ghana, for example, we have a writer called Nana Dakwa Sechiama. She writes about women's sexuality, and it's controversial for women to talk about things like that. So I think those are some of the challenges.
Roshnie, the theme this year, Witness, Memory and Telling the Untold Story. What is the significance of that title?
It's really about people just bringing out the truth to the fore. important issues, telling the untold story, stories, marginalized people, disadvantaged, also all sorts of issues that we don't hear of, things that make us uncomfortable. Confronting the truth, confronting the reality, and looking at it.
Yeah. Mamle, I think I was listening to an interview that you did with the University of Iowa, and you said what you love about being a writer today is literary renaissance. What does that mean?
I think it's a lively participation of young writers in platforms that allow them to showcase their writing. It's taking writing out of sort of strictly academic sphere, which is kind of what it was like in my childhood, that writing was very much tied up with the universities and university literature professors, and it was seen as more of an academic sphere. And I think we are in a new age where people are writing on the internet and people are able to self-publish on various platforms, they're blogging, and young people are participating more, whether it's I don't think it's seen so much as an academic pursuit. It's not so restricted anymore. This is part of what I meant. I find that very exciting.
Ladies, I want to continue this conversation. I want to have a conversation about whether we're telling enough African stories as Africans. Let's take a quick ad break. We're back after the break with Mamle Kabu as well as Roshnie Moonsammy talking about the African Women's Symposium that's currently underway. It started on Thursday and it ends today. All right, let's take a quick ad break. Stay with us.